Hey guys, it's Draken. I got something really cool, very exciting in from a nerfer who I hadn't heard of before, who goes by Jarius. So this is a material that you should recognize, in all honesty. This is called Kydex. It's a thermoplastic, and all of my zombie tools have Kydex sheaths. So this is his logo spray painted on the back. It's actually like his face, which is kind of cool. And then this is my logo on the front, which was a very nice touch. Thank you very much, Jarius. And then he just like overdid the grommets, which is excellent. Like, why would you, I don't know, take what the minimum number of grommets was to make this secure and then put twice as many on. So it looks like there's nylon straps. He did ask specifically for my thigh measurements, so while these are slightly adjustable, these should fit just me. But this is a top strap to attach to your belt, and then this is the holster itself. So he made these in a really interesting way, and as a props guy, I can super duper appreciate it. Since Kydex has a really high temperature where it goes kind of floopy, you need something pretty sturdy to mold it to. So the hammer shot would actually melt if you tried to just make a Kydex holster on the hammer shot itself. So instead, he made a plaster cast of the hammer shot and then makes the Kydex holsters using that cast. So what this results in is a hard kind of bucket style Kydex sheath for the hammer shot that's never going to fall out and is actually quite tight. Now there are pros and cons to this. The number one con that I can think of is you can't put a painted blaster in this. That's kind of a shame. The other one might be a slight comfort issue just because you are Kydex on your thigh all the time and it is heat formed, so there are some bumps in it. You can definitely feel it while it's on your thigh. Now, if you're not super duper concerned about that, Kydex is hyper durable, and you can see that it has an excellent friction fit. Plastic on plastic, nice and snug no matter how you seat it, and everything articulates through. But since he was kind enough to send two of them and they're opposite sides, we're gonna have to go put on our military BDU pants and try them on in full portrait mode, see what they look like while we're wearing them, talk about them there. But very excited to try these on. The Jarius of all Kydex Nerf hammer shot holsters. I went ahead and put on my BDU so that you could really see them. I kind of love how they friction fit these things. Even though I'm a big believer in painted hammer shots, it's hard to beat Kydex. I really like Kydex. The military uses it, Zombie Tools uses it, my good friend Aiden uses it. It makes for really tight, well friction fitting. I don't even need to bounce around in these because they just don't move at all. It actually takes a very firm grab in the right direction, just like a knife holster would, to unholster these, which is sweet. Now, these are some of the disadvantages. Kydex on ABS, not so kind to the ABS always. So you can see we're definitely getting some kind of, I don't want to say like, it's almost like a very light sanding as we break these in, but it's not the end of the world, and it is very cool. Like, you wouldn't want to put your fancy hammer shots in these anyway. So this is the 7-shot hammer shot, and I like that it's just a very durable, very tight fitting rig. I think that that's really cool. So drawing, super duper simple. Firing and then reholstering is just a matter of slamming these guys back home into the Kydex. And you almost get a very satisfying click when you reach that apex where all of these ridges that are designed to fit to the hammer shot shell actually like slide into place. So I might have slid this one in too hard, yeah. But tight pulls in, and man, I just love that. It's so cool. So one thing that I would suggest if you're gonna buy holsters like these from Jarius is maybe in the future these should be more rounded. Now, I am a very thin fellow, so on a thicker person they wouldn't need to be rounded at all, but for me they are jutting out a little bit more than they need to. That said, since they are fitted, it's a very tight, very like well applied, I guess, piece of gear, and I'm not worried about it. It's just if I was like down here doing something, there's a decent chance that I could like run my arms up against them, and that would be uncomfortable, slightly unpleasant. Kydex can be sharp. It looks like he's done a really good job of heat forming these so that they are not sharp, but just food for thought. Could be a little bit better like heat formed. I might even touch it up with my heat gun myself, but I would not want to risk ruining the actual bucket shape for the hammer shots themselves. But that's the Kydex Nerf holster, super tactical, like about as hardcore as I think you can get next to like Maybe one day I should do a Hammershot holster comparison video, because I've tried pretty much every flavor at this point. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did and you want to see like the process for how these were made, definitely check out Jarius. I'll put a link in the description box to his channel. He's got some cool stuff going on. He's another like prop guy nerfer hybrid, which is interesting because I think he went props to nerf and I went nerf to props. So lots of fun, very cool. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.